Have you ever seen one of those art tubers with 2D cartoon characters? They're great and all, but I think it's time to add an extra dimension. That's why I'm choosing few of my favorite art channels from YouTube and turning them into 3D models in Blender. But that would be way too easy for a modeling god like me. So I set up some rules to make this challenge a bit more spicy and fair. There are two main rules I have to follow throughout this challenge. Rule number 1, I can't use any fancy paint software such as Substance Designer or Substance Painter. And for the rule number 2, I'm not allowed to download any form of mesh from the internet. I have to model everything myself. To my surprise, I actually got pretty productive for once and even modeled 2 extra characters. I will show them at the end, but of course you're free to guess who they are. Anyway, without further ado, let's start by modeling the character of our first guest. This is Skynix, our beloved ink creature who makes art videos on YouTube. He has played a huge role in my life and on this channel. Let's get to know him while we make his model. Then everything will become clear. First, I needed some reference images of his character. I could have just done a quick Google search, but where's the fun in that? To make things more exciting, I tracked down his location, snuck into his house while he was sleeping, and borrowed his plushie for reference. I slapped it into Blender and started working on his main body. First, I blocked out a rough form using primitive shapes to create a silhouette. And of course, I used the best shape in all of Blender, the balls. But can you guess what's better than one ball? Is it 2 balls, 3 balls, or maybe 4 balls? Nope, 5 whole balls. But unfortunately, there are things even the balls can't fix, like the ears. Why are they so difficult to model? I'm not kidding, 1/3 of this recording was me just trying to make them look right. I struggled a lot with them, but the rest was a piece of cake. For the final details, I added the cheek fluffs, eyebrows, and the tail. Yup, they are also made of balls. But while modeling the eyes, a miracle happened, and I used another shape. Let me introduce you to the circles, also known as the 2-dimensional balls. With my newfound shape, I added his ginormous eyes. I was pretty happy with the results so far, until I entered the material preview mode. He was covered in this weird white stuff. But hey, there's nothing a bubble bath can't fix, right? After locking him inside the laundry machine for 3 days, he was looking brand new. But he's probably still mad at me and plotting revenge behind those innocent eyes. Not that I'm scared of a plushie or anything, but for my own safety, I did what any reasonable person would do and threw him down the stairs. Whee! Alright, hear me out. Even though I was a bit rough on Skynix and gave him the Murray treatment from Omori, I respect him a lot. Without him, I would be still stuck making game dev tutorial videos and not Blender content. But do you want to know why I switched up to being a 3D art channel? Our next guest is actually the one who triggered my passion for 3D art. Of course, that guest is no other than Mr. Naked All the Time himself, aka the odd ones out. But wait, isn't that just a guy who makes silly cartoons on YouTube? How in the world did he ignite my passion for 3D art? Before I explain that, let's give him a body first, because I have a little surprise he'll probably hate later in the video. Honestly, he has the simplest character design ever. I knew it would be easy to model him, but I didn't expect it to be this easy. Believe it or not, the whole thing took me less than 25 minutes. I even had time to add a simple rig to play with the body. After his chiropractic appointment, I added his iconic collar. Say hello to Chip. It's the quote-unquote disguise that James used in few of his videos. Sure, he looks cute, but modeling this fursuit head took a long time. It was totally worth it though. I mean, just look at this evil face. But him standing in the infinite void while doing a T-pose is creeping me out. So I placed him in this room which only has a single wall for some reason. But before the final render, I needed to make sure people would actually recognize him as James. That's why I added 2 pictures of James in the background. I know, not the most creative solution, but hey, don't judge me. Even though I cut off his head and replaced it with a permanent fursuit, James is still one of my favorite content creators. Some of his videos genuinely changed my mindset and made me appreciate the creation of art. But not everything was rainbows and sunshines at the start. When I was trying to learn Blender, I came across a problem which every artist faced at some point: the art block. Because of lack of motivation, I was literally forcing myself to open Blender every day. But one day, while I was procrastinating on YouTube as usual, I came across a channel which happens to be our next guest. Meet with Orb. She is the literal embodiment of positive energy. This channel is the reason I conquered my art block. But how could watching a YouTube channel possibly move this unmovable object called art block? You'll see what I mean once I finish her model. I started by making the torso as usual, then pulled out some legs. Using the same method, I gave her a pair of arms and added her feet. Everything was going smoothly until she struck me at my most vulnerable spot. Alright, I'll confess, this is why all of my models are naked, because I absolutely suck at making clothes. And her outfit is no ordinary piece of clothing. It's my arch nemesis, the hoodie. Oh, come on, how hard could it be to make a simple hoodie? Well, it took me 2 hours. Keep in mind, this entire project took 3 hours to complete. But that wasn't even the hardest part of her model. The real challenge was so tough, it could make a seasoned 3D pro cry. After surviving that intense challenge, I added her iconic spiral thingy on her head. But hey, not everything turned out as disastrous as the hoodie. Check this out. If you tilt your head just right, she looks like a cat. Totally worth it. But the real challenge was yet to come. Orb is known for her vibrant and colorful art style. That's her trademark, so I have to nail the materials or the whole model can be ruined. Oh wait, I just remembered I have a library full of 2 shaders. And no, I'm not breaking the rules. Materials doesn't count as meshes. I added the materials, but the colors looked super flat. So I added a simple outline to make the main mesh stand out. To add more details and paint the model, I had to do something called UV unwrapping. Basically, I had to turn this 3D mesh into a 2D flat image to paint on it. Once that was done, I painted some details, added the lights, set up the camera, and rendered the image. I made this model to thank Orb for helping me to beat my art block. And the best part is, after she seen the model, she was super happy about it. She was even kind enough to draw a cute doodle. I'm putting it on my fridge and there's nothing you can do about it. During this time, I learned some important things about art block and how to overcome it. Making friends who understand your struggles is priceless. Try connecting with other artists. In my case, Orb was one of the people who motivated me with her positive and encouraging attitude. That's why I got so invested and ended up making 2 more extra models for my friends. The first extra model is for Cloud. I absolutely love her character design. She was so much fun to model. The second extra model is for my good friend Kari. Her little blob cat is so cute and chunky, yet definitely plotting world domination. You should definitely check out their channels. They are making amazing content. All of them are linked in the description. We are done with the models. But have you ever wondered why I've made this video? It's because I'm incredibly thankful to everyone who inspired me throughout this journey. I wouldn't be here without their amazing content. I want to make this video to thank them all and hopefully inspire others just like they inspired me. I'm also so happy to have met all of these wonderful people while making this video. Not long ago, I was someone who couldn't even model a single donut. I know that I'm still at a beginner level in 3D modeling, but have you ever wondered how I managed to create all of these custom full body models? You can watch this video to see how I learned Blender in just 100 hours and laugh at all the struggles I faced along the way.